Good evening and welcome to the Muvi TV News. The headlines. Nakez raises alarm over delayed school grants as Term 1 opens. Government engages DRC over safety of Zambian truck drivers. Chipata Council to prosecute illegal waste dumpers. ZRA intercepts cigarette smuggling consignment with over 10 million kwacha. The detail. The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, Nakez, has noted with concern the delay in the disbursement of school grants for the first quarter of 2026. With schools recently opening on the 12th, Nakez had reasonably expected that funds would be released in advance or at the point of opening to enable schools to adequately prepare for the effective commencement of Term 1. Dr. Chansa says nearly all public schools are yet to receive the required operational funds. He says Nakez has consequently received reports of challenges and disorganization in some schools arising from the absence of these grants. Nakez has since emphasized that the timely release of school grants is not merely an administrative requirement, but a critical enabler for effective school management, learner welfare, and quality education delivery. He says delays in funding undermine planning, disrupt learning processes, and place unnecessary pressure on school administrators. In this regard, Nakez is calling upon the Ministry of Education and Finance, working in collaboration with the ministry, to urgently address the delay and ensure that funds are released to all public schools without further postponement. Dr. Chansa said that in the last 3 years, the Treasury has generally demonstrated the capacity to meet this obligation, making the current delay a matter of serious concern, particularly in the absence of official communication to schools. Nakez has reiterated its commitment to constructive engagement with government and all stakeholders in the education sector and urges improved predictability, transparency, and timeliness in education financing in order to safeguard the right of every learner to quality education.
We want to express our deep concern over the delayed funding of schools for Term 1 in 2026. This is extremely concerning, especially that Term 1 is very, very critical. What we expected reasonably was that the government was going to fund schools a week earlier than the day of reopening, which was last week. But up to now, government has not yet funded these schools, and we now get reports that there's a lot of chaos in the way that head teachers are running these schools. All public schools today have not been funded, and this is making it very, very difficult for teachers to plan, for managers to plan, and teaching and learning is becoming challenging. Our strong appeal to the Treasury is for it to immediately mobilize the funds and send to schools, especially that there is no explanation given to the schools as to why this is the case. Otherwise, we are not happy, and we hope that government will be able to send these grants as well.
The Zambian government has expressed deep concern over rising security threats faced by Zambian truck drivers operating in the Democratic Republic of Congo following reports of harassment, intimidation, and deadly attacks along key transport corridors. In a statement issued by Minister of Defense Ambrose Luigi Lufuma, government says it is actively engaging authorities in the DRC through democratic and regional channels to ensure the safety, dignity, and protection of Zambian drivers as investigations continue into the death of truck driver Joseph Martin Chevanga, who was found dead in December last year.
Countrymen and women, the government of the Republic of Zambia wishes to acknowledge with deep concern the mounting security challenges faced by the Zambian truck drivers operating within the Democratic Republic of Congo. Government is fully aware of the harassment, intimidation, and attacks reported by our truck drivers along key transport routes in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We reiterate unequivocally that government has neither paid a blind eye nor a deaf ear to the plight of our citizens engaged in cross-border transport commerce. Ensuring their safety, dignity, and welfare remains a matter of national priority and active diplomatic engagement. It is with profound sadness and heartfelt sympathy that government extends its sincere condolences to the family, relatives, and colleagues of Mr. Joseph Martin Chivanga, a dedicated Zambian trucker who was found dead in the Democratic Republic of Congo in December 2025. Mr. Joseph Martin Chivanga's loss is mourned by the nation, and the government stands in solidarity with his loved ones during this difficult time. Government recognizes that the safety concerns raised by Zambian drivers are rooted in broader security and enforcement gaps along major trucking corridors in and within the Democratic Republic of Congo. As a result, government has engaged a multi-level diplomatic initiatives with the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo to enhance protection for the Zambian nationals, including high-level dialogues with the Democratic Republic of Congo counterparts to strengthen cross-border security cooperation and intelligence sharing arrangements along identified high-risk tracking routes.
Chipata City Council Public Relations Officer Grace Lungu says the local authority has noted with concern the indiscriminate dumping of solid waste, which continues to pose a serious threat to public health, environmental safety, and the overall cleanliness of the city. Ms. Lungu says that in an effort to safeguard public health and protect the environment, the council will soon begin taking legal action against individuals and institutions found engaging in illegal waste disposal practices. She says such actions contravene the provisions of the Solid Waste Regulation Management Act number 20 of 2018, the Public Health Act, Cap 295 of the laws of Zambia, and Statutory Instrument Number 12 of 2018. Additionally, environmental protection guidelines enforced by the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, prohibit such practices as they contribute to pollution and environmental degradation. The local authority has reminded member of the public that digging refuse pits or dumping waste within residential compounds is not permitted under Zambian law. According to Chipata City Council Town Clerk Dulani Piri, through the Public Health Department, which conducted random spot checks on illegal dumping sites around Old Bait Stadium, Holy Hill areas, and in Mpezeni Park, Kaunda Square, among other places, it was observed that areas with illegal dumping sites are largely linked to residents who are not subscribed to any waste collection services.
Chipata City Council has noted with concern the increasing number of illegal dumping sites across the city, which is posing serious public health threats both to the human life as well as environment. As a council, we did engage 5 local companies, franchise companies, to manage and collect waste on behalf of the local authority. This was to make sure that collection of waste across the district is done with ease and also effectiveness. And so I've noted that most of these residential areas where there are a lot of illegal dumping sites, most of these people in those areas are not subscribed to any of these franchise companies, and as a result, they've resorted to dumping garbage illegally. And so we wish to sound a warning to those that have continued dumping garbage illegally that the law will catch up with you. because as you may be aware, we are not allowed to dig pits within the residential area. We are also not allowed to burn waste openly. So there's a way that the council as well as franchise companies dispose of this waste in a manner that is not harmful to the public health as well as the environment. And so just a reminder, if you're still having a pit in your yard, or maybe you're not subscribed to any of these franchise companies, number one suspect of indiscriminate dumping of garbage across the district. And so as a council, we continue to look forward to see people coming forward to register as well as subscribe to these franchise companies.
The Zambia Revenue Authority has foiled yet another major cigarette smuggling operation after intercepting 800 cases of illicit cigarette valued at over 10 million kwacha in evaded taxes during a targeted enforcement exercise. ZRA says the cigarettes were discovered during an operation in which officers intercepted a rigid truck carrying household goods and declared a transit cargo destined for the Democratic Republic of Congo. However, a physical inspection revealed that the consignment included 800 boxes of Viking cigarettes affixed with ZRA tax stamps, confirming that the cigarettes were intended for sale on the Zambian market. The authority has warned that illicit trade not only undermines legitimate business, but also poses serious health risks and results in significant loss of government revenue. ZRA has since reaffirmed its commitment to intensifying operations aimed at eliminating smuggling of exercisable goods and has appealed to members of the public to provide information that may help curb the vice. And in Chongwe, the Chongwe district has launched a rabies prevention and mass dog vaccination exercise in a move aimed at protecting public health and reducing rabies-related deaths, especially among children who are most at risk of dog bites. Speaking during the flag-off ceremony, local authorities says the exercise is a critical public health intervention aligned to government's One Health approach, which links human, animal, and environmental health. The council has since called on residents to fully support the program by presenting their dogs for vaccination as efforts intensify to eliminate rabies and promote safer communities in the district. Those stories make the news today. We quickly take a recap of the headlines. Nakez raises alarm over delayed school grants as Term 1 opens. Government engages DRC over safety of Zambian truck drivers. Chipata Council to prosecute illegal waste dumpers. And ZRA intercepts cigarette smuggling consignment worth over 10 million kwacha. For Muvi TV News, good evening.